In the last lecture, you learned the importance of adding custom thumbnails to your videos and even how to make them for free in canva.com. Now in this lecture, what we're really looking at are YouTube annotations and cards. These are the little tools and features within YouTube that allow you to link back to your website. If we remember way back at the start of the course, really, it's using these simple videos to drive traffic and sales to our website. That's our objective. And if we looked also at our marketing strategy, the aim was to build up an audience on the platform through the videos and funnel them back to our website with incentives and offers. So now is the chance to add in your incentives and offers, and these tools within YouTube called annotations and cards are really the way that you are going to allow that to happen. So let's start off with cards and really understanding what these are. I'm going to show you an example of this. Just put this video on silent. I'm going to play this, and what you'll notice up here in the top right hand corner is you can see bonus 26-point SEO checklist, and you can see that that comes up for about 5 seconds and then it reverts to just being the little eye again. Now if somebody clicks this open, either when they see that little teaser or when they roll over the eye, is they'll see a preview of the image that I have here and then a link back to my website where I'm showing them they can really download free this SEO checklist. And if I click through there, then it opens up straight to my website. Then people can get onto the mailing list if they want to download this, etc. So you can see it looks pretty professional. It's not too intrusive. It comes up and looks pretty good, and that's really what a card looks like. Now the best thing about these cards is they allow viewers to click one of these call to actions on a mobile device. This other type of call to action feature and annotation doesn't allow you to do this. And so as I said, the teaser text appears up in the top right hand corner for 5 seconds. And the great thing is you can easily add these images to videos without editing software. They're limited to 5 per video. So let me show you how to add one of these cards to a video. This is probably the easiest place for you to get started. And because they work for mobile visitors as well, this is probably the primary way you'll want to drive visitors back to your site. So to add these cards to your video, it's very simple. You just come into the YouTube video manager for this particular video, then you come across to cards, and then you're going to see an opportunity here to add those cards in. And you can just move the timer here to when you want the card to appear. So what I can do is maybe just recreate the same card and show you how this appears. So I'm going to click on add card here. And you can see that you can not only add a link to your video or your website, and it has to be an approved website, you can add a link to promote a different video or playlist, a different channel, or encourage viewers to participate in a poll. What we're going to do here in this example is really to link to an approved website. So I'm going to click on create here. I can select the site, and that's what we set up in the start of the course when we really approved our website. Now I just have to put in the URL here, click on next. What you can see is it pre-populates the card title. Now I can put in the call to action. So I'm just going to say download free. And then I'm going to put in the teaser text, which is bonus, same as before, 26-point SEO checklist. And I'm just going to create that card there. That's all I need to do. Maybe before I leave, just make sure that these changes have been saved. And that's really it. If I click on the eye here again, I can see it's there. The download free, it's the call to action, and people can click through to my website. So that is essentially it. That's how you add a card to your video. What's great about it is you don't need to do a lot of editing. You don't need any really editing software to add that in. And you can easily add those images in. It's very easy to do and it looks very professional. Now another way you can add call to actions to your videos is to use annotations. And these are different to cards. The key thing is that they don't work on mobile devices. People can't click on these on mobile devices, but they do allow for more flexible spotlights and pop-up locations. So for example, I showed you before at the end of my video, I've added in this spotlight here, which is really a link around this button that I've created. People can go then and subscribe to my channel, or in another example that I showed you, you can do the same thing. Or if you want to link back to your website, you can put a spotlight around a button that you've put into your video. Now the key thing is that you will have had to plan this and put this kind of end of your video. You would have to record this even before you upload it, and then essentially what you're doing is adding in these spotlights at the end. So let me just show you how you would add in these spotlights, and I'll show you the example that I've done here. Inside the YouTube Video Manager for the particular video, once again, what you'll want to do is come into Annotations this time, and then you can add in an annotation. You want to put a spotlight. You can also put in a note or something else as well, but particularly to get back to your website, you want to add a spotlight. And then what you do is, I'm actually going to move this once again. I'm not going to add it in there. I'm going to pull my timer right to the end of the video here. And I want to put really a spotlight around this link here, so that when people roll their mouse over it, there is a kind of a spotlight, and that really happens there. So what I can actually do is just delete this one and add it in again. Just going to copy that before I do this. So what I've got now is I'm pulling my video to when my button appears, and what I want to do then is actually add in an annotation spotlight. I can pull this over the button. This could be a button to subscribe or a PDF or whatever you have. I just want to make sure that the timing's right there. I can see that it comes up. I'm going to actually let it run for a couple of seconds and then add it in here. What I need to do now is actually within that annotation add a link. I'm going to add a link to subscribe in this particular scenario, and I'm going to pop in the link to my subscription there with the sub confirmation one at the end. You can also put in here a link to an associated website, so that could be a link off to a PDF if that's what you're actually highlighting. And so you can see now, if I play the video, the spotlight comes up when I run my mouse over it. So that is really how you add an annotation in, particularly using that annotation. It's a little bit more flexible if you want to put a big subscribe button here, or the other example there with the PDF linking back to the website. To recap then, in this lecture you learned how to use cards and annotations to send visitors back to your website. If you're looking for an easy place to get started, I think cards are probably the best place to really start with linking people back to your website. They work on mobile devices, annotations don't, and they look pretty professional, and you don't need to mess around with software, etc. to be adding your links in. You do need to be really have this planned out from the start if you want to use the spotlights. It's a little bit more complicated, but it can be very effective as well. That's what we learned in this lecture. In the next lecture, we're going to talk about really promoting your video. Now we've done all of the necessary adjustments, the SEO, thumbnails, these links. Now it's time to really publish your video, push it live, and start promoting it.